We are back here this morning, got everything tracked in, kind of did a little bit on this hill, so now I'm going to throw some seed out, and then Dad's on his way with 100 bales of straw. We may not use them all here, we got another job we're working on too, but in the straw blower, we'll seed and straw this, and then I got to start working on the drainage ditch here, but I also got to take out the temporary drive, so I'm hoping we can maybe drive in, seed and straw that, and then I can work on this maybe later this afternoon. If it's not too windy, we'll get that all cleaned up and seed and straw that. So I just got a few bags. It's some cheap annual rye, apparently. It's at one of our feed stores, but yeah, it's in a paper bag. So he's picking up a couple bags of fescue, but we'll put this in because this ryegrass will pop up in probably like a week. And it's that stuff they put on like the sides of highways. It'll pop up and it'll last until like May, or until it gets above 80 or 85, and then it kind of dies out. But it's a good starter grass seed, especially going into October. But it will kind of grow up a lot quicker than the fescue and stuff, and then kind of help hold the hill and the dirt and stuff. So, and I tracked it in going up and down the slopes, just hoping to use kind of the cleats of the dozer to hold some of this seed where maybe it won't wash, because we're just going to do, like I said, the seed and the straw, and there's no real erosion stuff there. And yeah, we're in dire need of rain though, so hopefully if we do get some rain, it's just a nice slow soaking rain instead of like a monsoon. But we'll get our seed put out, he'll be here quickly, and see if we can't wrap this thing up today. We got the straw blowing on the pond, so it didn't come out too bad. I was hoping that straw, I put it on thicker, would kind of cover up some of those track marks, but that dozer kind of cuts them out there pretty good, and it's pretty loosened up and stuff, so it'll work. I just thought I'd cover it up a little bit better, but the cleat marks are actually really going to help hold the seed and everything else in place, so can't really complain about them. Now I'm going to dig my ditch and then put my riprap around the pipes, and then I got my temporary drive ripped out. Did a little bit of grading right here, so I guess we'll cut the ditch, get all that dressed up, and I'll just have to probably just track the machines out through there to load them up. But then we can seed and blow straw on this, and we will be done. So let's get to it. actually kind of shaping up to be a pretty nice ditch. So I didn't know how well I was going to do on the dozer trying to cut that edge. I think it's going to work out actually really nice, and it'd be nice if I could get it over there. I thought about it, but I got these concrete deals that I'm afraid that one track would run over and break. So, and for some reason they're wanting like a 5 or 6 foot wide flat bottom instead of like a V. I guess they want to try to spread the water out instead of channeling it in one area, so which is going to make it a little more difficult to mow if anybody actually ever mows it. But probably what I'll do, just to kind of keep that flat, I don't want to get the dozer over there and start cutting down what I've already got. I'll just get the excavator and pull everything back up here, blade it off, and then I guess just kind of do that and just make some passes with the dozer, kind of keep getting that edge, because it's going to get steeper as I go up that way. And then I'm going to take all this stuff, which is actually some pretty decent, it's probably the best dirt on this entire site, so, and just I don't know, from the riprap kind of at the top of the dam or the berm, and just blend it out over that thing, because there was kind of a low spot there, and I can just kind of feather everything out. It'll be a nice transition from the back of the retention pond to the ditch and such. So, but like I said, I could keep messing with it and trying to roll more of that up or whatever, but I'm trying to get this done today. So I'll just jump in the excavator and, like I said, pull it all over there and then blade it out. But I am loving this little dozer, so the more I run it, the more I don't want to take it back, which I don't know, I'm talking about maybe trying to rent to purchase it. It's a 2021, I found out, with 620 hours, and they want $154,000 for it. So, which the thing about it is, I could swing that right now if my work stays what it is, but there's nobody can tell you in 6 months if we're still going to be as busy as we are right now. So that's something that makes me nervous. Is I'd love to have it. It's another, you know, $2,300, $2,400 a month payment or whatever on top of the $3,000 payment on that. So, which, like I said, if my workload stays the same way and I keep working my tail off, I could do it. But then, you know, if it slows down any at all, there's no way I could make up with those payments just being by myself. But at the same time, this machine saves a lot of time. I mean, I think this is my, I guess 6th day or whatever over here. So yeah, in a week's time, I've moved a lot of dirt. So you kind of got to weigh those options too, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep kicking it around, but we'll jump in the excavator and clean that ditch out now. Well, this can be my walk around or in video. I'm back on Sunday to pick up the dozer and the 2150 and get them moved back to the basement job, but I didn't do the best job. It's dark every night when I would finish over here. We got done yesterday digging that front ditch out and seeding and strawing it, so it came out pretty nice. I used a lot of the dirt out of the ditch to spread up there, so it didn't smooth out the best. It was kind of sticky, and then I used the dozer to track it in to get the cleat marks to put the seed back in. But it's not my normal nice and smooth job, because when you ran the dozer over that sticky junk, it just tracked it up real bad, and it was sticking to the tracks, and then it would kind of roughed it up pretty good. But we get some rain, if we ever get some rain, it should settle back down and look pretty nice. But we ended up taking close to 1,800 yards of material out of here, so you can tell I try to take I tried to take as close of pictures as I could of the same area. So before, the bottom of the pond was flush with that clean rock in that drain, so it was actually covered that pipe up, so you can tell how much more. Took a lot more out of this end of it, and then it started taking less and less out of that end of it up there. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with how it came out. We'll get the dozer started, let it warm up for a minute, and then I'll walk you over to the ditch. But that's what we ended up doing for the drain. I put that green pipe back, put a lid on it, and then that's just 1.5 inch clean rock they had me put all the way around there. And then you get just a little bit of water, it'll run through that clean rock, kind of like a French or positive drain, and then wick into those holes. But if you get a big rain, it'll fill up and run into that lid, and then it'll still be soaking into that rock as well. And then it daylights out to this, I think it's a 15-inch pipe. And this whole ditch, I probably took 2 feet or better out of here, as the top of that pipe was below where the grade was at. But you can tell what I was saying, the dirt was pretty wet, and it didn't track in the night. The ditch came out pretty nice. They wanted like a nice flat bottom ditch, and then I tried to use the stuff over here. Like I said, it was pretty wet from being all silt and sediment, but it'll even out. The drone pictures look a lot nicer than what it does down below. But yeah, I think it's a 15-inch pipe they have that comes out of there, so then it'll run out and run on down. But like I said, the floor of the ditch was above that. I didn't even know where that pipe was at. And then the big 40-inch pipe here, or whatever it is, 48, has got probably 6 inches of sediment. I tried to loosen it up in there a little way, so we get a nice big rain, it should finish cleaning it out and make the riprap look all nasty. But yeah, because like I said, if you can remember in the pictures, you couldn't tell because the grass was so much, but it was almost flat across here. So now it's got, I think there's 18 inches of fall from one end to the other, which isn't a ton, but it's enough to get that water to run down. And the riprap came out pretty good. It drives me nuts that it's not symmetrical, just because that hill is so much steeper and goes up there. I just added more to it, where if they do try to mow or maintain it, it's a little bit easier, but it makes the rock go a little further that way than what it does on this other side. So, and then I took the excess dirt and kind of built that up and tried to blend into the dam or the berm on the pond, kind of help shed the water and everything off there. So it's quite the transition from what it was, and I definitely enjoyed this project. I've got a few more to do for this same company. The next one's at our Lowe's here in town, and it's more of like a ditch, I guess. It's not really like a retention pond, but it does kind of slow the water down and go to the storm drain. I got to just dredge it out and regrade it and seed and straw it. But it took me about 6 days to knock this thing out. So this pond's almost an acre right here. I didn't film the whole time loading the trucks because that was kind of a boring 2-day job. So but yeah, we'll get these 2 machines loaded up. We'll catch you guys Monday morning back on the Rocky basement dig.